It's like from
Well, then you're covering
from here.
Miss. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's my point.
Okay.
I think we're more important than she is. I don't know. Let's ask the chat.
Well, I think Ryan will tell us.
Yeah. All right.
So here we are.
Let's talk about the game.
Yeah.
Game 2. Flash versus Select on Daybreak. Flash just won with just basically beastly macro play. Select was no match for that.
No, Flash just made stuff. Made more stuff than Select. And then used said stuff to kill Select stuff.
I like that.
Was that a good recap of?
That's a good recap. I like those builds. I tend to focus a lot of those type of play myself. I just want to get a whole lot of stuff.
Our observer is Axslav, by the way.
Yep, professional observer.
I typically observe the tournament of champions, but I'm letting Nick have a chance.
Why not, right?
You know to zoom in?
I do know how to zoom in.
You do?
Yes, it's a mouse wheel.
Zoom
Look
in.
at that. Boom.
So sick. You're so good. All right.
So typically I don't zoom in. I'm more of a big picture type of guy.
Sure. Oh, we see a supply depot. A worker got really lazy and decided just to make the foundations of a building. Then decided, you know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna go do something.
Yeah, that's that's kind of lazy. Like you mentioned,
it's probably the definition.
It's shoddy
of lazy.
work. It's shoddy work is what it is. It's you take a contract. You're paid the money. There's 100 minerals paid, right?
It's paid.
It's paid. You go there. You start to work, and you're like, oh wait a minute, I actually can't finish this.
Yeah.
This is actually similar.
Well, they're always finishing it.
No, it's a different one. They had to bring in a different contractor. See, he's all over here exploring the world.
Yeah, he's that's what happens if you're fired, then you're sent across the map to the enemy.
It's what happens. It's like, if you're, let's say, doing your kitchen modeling, and a guy comes in to do the electrics for your kitchen.
Okay, the electric for my kitchen.
Yeah, and then he just like has a family emergency or whatever, or he's just lazy, he has to leave.
He has to leave.
Then you got to bring in a new electrician, right?
You do.
And so that's what they did.
That's exactly what happened there.
The depot took,
I now understand what happened.
It's exact, but it takes much longer to finish. It had about, in real life it's like a week. In Starcraft time, it probably had about 20 Starcraft seconds to the.
Well, in this case, he didn't necessarily need the supply depot, and because he wasn't. But
did the SCV know that?
Well, I'm sure the commanding officer knew that, and
maybe
said, you know what, we don't need that done. We don't need the kitchen done yet because we're not cooking in it yet. We ordered pizza tonight, so you can take a little bit of time to finish the kitchen.
Okay.
So all in all, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Oh, and this SCV, it's a good thing the kitchen was finished now, and that prevented SCV from getting up in the base.
Oh, he's still alive though.
Yeah, I dare say Flash miscontrolled his marine just a slight amount. I dare say.
How dare you?
I'm daring. Another marine coming to cut it off, but again, he should be going this way.
Should.
Actually, maybe
Flash
not.
Is making mistakes
maybe not. No. If he was going this way, perhaps it could be ambushed by the marines on top of this ramp.
True.
So,
if he was smart, he'd have watchtower control to make sure that doesn't.
Well, you can't see this far in a watchtower.
Well, the other watchtower. You can see if.
Yeah. But then you'd have to. There's no way you can. Well, Flash might be able to take that against.
Flash could do it.
Yeah, Flash could do it. Anyways, on to what's going on in this game.
So what were the openings? We had a.
Flash did a gasless expand, followed up by double gas, and basically exact same as last game. Literally exact same as last game from Flash so far.
Except last game he made his supply depot on the low ground, or his command center on the low ground.
You're right. So the positioning is not the same. The build order is the same. The positioning of the buildings is different.
Select wasn't able to scout exactly what Flash was doing. I don't think. Oh, look at that scan. Did he see the cloak?
Yeah, he sees the cloak. I mean, because I'm really good at this game, and the scan saw as far as the. But yeah, so it's basically the exact same opening. Select again going for Cloak Banshee. Flash going for that fast expansion. The difference is Select, okay, he is going to expand to this. I was thinking he might turn into some weird one-base stolen type play. But then he would already be, he wouldn't have an idle barracks. This would have been adding a tech lab add-on so you get siege tanks. There'd be several differences there. Instead, he cut all the.
Oh, what? Another scan.
Oh, yep. Select.
That was a good scan.
It's hard to tell. Because what did that scan tell him that running the Banshee?
Well, it told him there was no tech lab on a starport.
Yeah.
So it told him Banshee, there's no Cloak Banshee.
That's true, but with his build, I don't think he's.
I think he saw the command center over there.
So
what was Select looking for in that scan?
That's what I'm unsure about. It had to be Cloak Banshee.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he accomplished that.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was worth that. I mean, with his build, he could just queue up a Raven after the second Banshee. He'd be
It's
fine
probably
anyway.
never worth it to scan against Flash.
He's always going to be doing whatever doesn't help you.
Oh, wow, nice little... Oh. Okay.
Forcing the cloak out further away from the base, though.
I wish I could turn invisible whenever I wanted.
That would be a useful skill. If you could pick a superpower, would that be your superpower?
Ooh, I don't know. See, I'd have to think about it.
There's too many options. Yeah, there's too many options.
I saw one suggestion. There was like a Reddit thread on that. So you can be able to control any unit on the periodic table.
Wow.
Or anything on the periodic table.
Any element.
Being able to any element on the periodic table. Being able to control.
That's a useful ability.
Thinker. That's a thinker.
Yeah. It's quite a useful ability. So, I mean, Select knows he's kind of in trouble, because as soon as he scanned that and he saw the Starport factory timing, he knew there was an expansion. He basically knew with the same build he ran up against last game. And again, similar to the last game, he's been unable to get anything done with his Cloak Banshee. So, you know, where does he go from here? Looks like, again, he's going for Siege Tanks, reacting out Marines. Is he gonna, okay, there's another Barrack. So he's going for Bio, gonna get probably Stim or Combat Shield. Meanwhile, he's gonna...
Oh. Make sure the tank doesn't get crushed by the Starport. Very important.
You know, here's an interesting fun fact. Did you know that in Brood War, there was a long period of time where landed Terran buildings could kill Protoss interceptors?
That's random.
Yep. So, you know, the Protoss
I don't
carrier...
understand. So, like...
It shoots interceptors out, you lift up your barracks...
And it kills... The interceptors run into the listed building?
You know, they don't run into them. If they're underneath it, when you land it,
if the interceptor is underneath the Terran building, the interceptor would die.
Yep, when it's landed. So there was a time, you know, carriers were very, very commonly used in Brood War against Terran. And there was a time, this was years ago, that Terrans would mass barracks to beat carriers.
What if the barracks could just kill the Banshee right there? just ram itself into it.
Yeah. But they patched that out once they
huge explosion. Anyway, finish your point. Sorry.
Some double. Well, my point was just pretty much done. That's all it was. It was just a random fun fact. Double Banshee your ass trying to work around these two different missile turrets. It looks like the one in the main is going to end up on the right side. It's going to get zoned out by the Raven. It's sure to die, but meanwhile, this one's able to get some nice kills in the back of the natural. 2 kills, 3 kills. You know, typically we would talk about Banshees and you say, okay, it needs about 6 or 7 kills to make Cloak worth it, right? Especially if you just lost one for nothing at the top, right? But you know what? If you're playing Flash, I think any kills is worth something.
Well, sure. I mean, you also have to consider late game utility of a Cloak Man.
Yeah, that's true.
Does it exist?
Yes.
I think it does to a certain
extent. For sure, 100%. It's very, very useful throughout the game.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting that Select, both of these games, decided to go for the exact same opening as far as the Cloak Banshees are concerned. And we see Flash once again going for mech.
Flash likes his mech play. Recently I've seen he actually likes Bio more than mech, but I remember when he first was playing Starcraft 2, he was really utilizing the mech play to a higher degree. It's not that he doesn't use it anymore, but I'd probably say he uses it less than half the time in his current play, whereas during the MvP tournament I'd say he used it more than half the time. Interesting little transition that he's evolved.
He played TVT last night, didn't he?
Yes, he did. In Code 8, he played against Baby.
Did you catch that?
I did catch it.
What did he go for?
He went for Bio. He went for mech, then he went for Bio in the next 2 games.
Huh. Interesting.
Or maybe it was next 1 game. I forget if it was. I don't want to spoil the exact results.
Oh, okay, that's true.
But he did go for mech in game 1. Then I forget if it was 2 or 3 games actually.
Were they still? What map? Do you remember the maps? It was like Belshir, Vestige, and whatnot. It's not important.
Belshir Vestige was not played. Okay. Whirlwind was played.
Was there a Daybreak game? I guess it's what I'm alluding to.
There was no Daybreak game.
Okay.
Unless I misremember. I watched so much Code 8. Blends together sometimes just a little bit. There were some great matches yesterday though, but I mean, there's just been a lot of great matches in a lot of different tournaments. There's so much good going on right now.
Yep.
Of course, I've been particularly enjoying the Tournament Champions.
Yes, Tournament of Champions is a pretty good tournament.
It's fairly good.
It's probably the one I probably watched the most, I think, out of all the tournaments. I think.
Yeah. It's it's not a huge time commitment. It's 1 best of 5 or 2 best of 5s a week. There's 1 best of 5 Monday and then 1 best of 5 Thursday.
Oh.
So that's not too bad, and it's extremely high quality players. Right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's called the Tournament of Champions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's called that generally. Probably gonna have
generally you get
players.
champions.
Yeah, you're gonna have pretty good players involved.
So
looks like Select's gonna try to be aggressive here.
he wants to be aggressive because he feels against a meching player with Flash's macro abilities he should do something. Then he scans Flash's army and he's like, wait a minute, he's got more Hellions than I have Marines. Like, how can I be aggressive against that, right? I mean, does he? I said that, but okay, he's got basically the same,
right.
basically the same amount of Hellions as I have Marines, and that's never a good sign.
No.
So definitely.
Unless you can like hijack a Hellion with your Marine and just take control of the Hellion. That'd be sick.
That would be pretty cool.
Like in Halo, you can like, I don't
yeah,
know.
we run around with
like hijack a Warthog.
Yes. A nifty little ability. Oh,
3 versus 1, the 3 generally wins.
Well, but one of them died because he was stuck alone. It was really 1 versus 1. And then nice little wins for Select, grabbing us a couple Marine kills. Of course, this just angers Flash.
Yeah, this does.
Now
this
he's
makes Flash angry.
Now Flash is fairly angry, and what's going to be his response? To build 2 more command centers. Actually, those are building beforehand, but he's just going to keep building more units. He says, "You kill 3 Marines, I will build 3 siege tanks." So good.
Didn't care too much about those Marines anyway.
No, not too much.
Elliott's coming forward here from Flash. There's the siege up from
a stem from Select.
That was a big stem.
That was a big stem.
And these aren't part of the Storm medevacs, my friends.
No, these are Wings of Liberty medevacs.
These are Wings of Liberty medevacs.
Without the KDS reactor upgrade.
Yes. Which makes them better.
It makes them so much better hardest for me. Huge upgrade.
There's a very tense moment here. Flash sieging up his tanks, trying to bait those Marines forward there from Select. How many medevacs does Select have? 8. So that's a good amount. So it's a really good amount of medevacs, so it's going to be hard to really kill all those Marines and Marauders. However, doesn't have too many Vikings, so how does he really deal with these Vikings from Flash? Going to have to rely on his own Marines. But again, those tanks are positioned from Flash in such a way where they can prevent that from happening. So a lot of back and forth, a lot of positioning here that's really important. And it looks like Flash is like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the middle and charge into your side of the map.
Yeah, you know, enough with these like top, bottom shenanigans where we can work around the edges. Down the middle is kind of the way to go.
Gotta be careful though. It's still pretty expansive space. And there we go. Select is gonna siege up first. And Hellions getting caught off guard. Oh, Flash making a mistake. You don't see that every day. The Banshee's getting.
He just wants to replace those Hellions with more siege tanks.
Okay, fair enough. He did that.
Yeah, and more Banshees. And Select has no Thors with his army at the moment, so these Banshees can keep picking at things and doing damage. Meanwhile, a little bit of a blue flame harass over here with Flash. Not a whole ton of kills here.
Why didn't you show that earlier, bad observer?
I don't know.
Just kidding.
I was focused on the more important part of the game.
You're doing great. 16 workers killed for Flash there. Income tab shows 70 to 51. Flash is pretty far ahead in arbiters, but we're getting to the point where SCVs aren't as important as perhaps additional orbital commands.
This is true, but Select is still building SCVs, so he must feel he needs a few more than 51. Flash has quite a few extra orbitals, right? He's got a couple there.
Three on the
got another orbital over there.
For those tanks.
He does, and so he's ahead in upgrades going back against Bio, because Select, of course, is at 1-1 working on 2-2. Never where the Bio player wants to be. It looks like Flash is going to maybe set up a little bit of a hard contain, actually getting missile turrets behind those siege tanks. And then
what's the difference between a hard and a loose contain?
So static buildings are involved in hard contain.
So static buildings are involved in the hard contain.
Yes.
We see Select disrupting this hard, now loose contain.
That's right.
The static building was. Did I do that right?
You did.
Cool.
So I mean, the whole goal of this for Flash is he wanted to lock down that section and move around different angles. And Select said, no, I'm not going to lock down this zone right here. If you want to control this zone, it takes more than 6 siege tanks.
Oh yeah.
And Flash is like, okay.
Gosh, this map is crazy.
Okay, I'm going to put down a whole bunch of siege tanks. This is where we start to see often some air progression. So Flash is already adding more Ravens.
When are we going to see like the 4 starports being added?
Yeah,
on for both
I think we'll see that pretty soon from Flash. Right now he doesn't have the gas really, and it's because he spent so much in these upgrades and in adding more and more tanks to his army. But once he basically gets those 3-3 upgrades done, you know, he's going to have to progress to the air if he wants to close out this game. Of course, Select, actually, he's jumping the gun. Second armory, air weapons.
So he's looking to do some transitioning.
Yeah.
Now, this map is so interesting because there's like only 3 main attack paths, really. And it's like, at what point do you try to spread out and attack from multiple different attack paths? And when you're like playing with mech, it becomes very tricky to do because if you use one path, less vulnerable, and your opponent notes that, and they just attack everything into that path, then you can find yourself in a terrible situation. But on the other side of things, if you reinforce it just enough and your opponent has a whole army there and you're able to crush his army, it's like you're in a great position. So I think this is a very interesting map, you know, all things considered.
We can see that effect already took place. I mean, Flash tried to hold in middle just a few tanks, and he didn't quite, you know, Select punish him for that. And so now he's just working around with small armies. Oh, it looks like again trying to work on the bottom here. He's caught on siege, but he's really late siege, but with enough point defense drones, excuse me, I'm not even sure if it matters, because those gave the tanks the cover they needed to get that siege build going up, and Select definitely took a pretty big hit in the army.
You know, in Select's defense, his army is a little bit more expendable.
Oh, it is.
As far as, you know, trading Marines and Marauders for tanks, you're kind of okay with that. But that being said, Yoon's lost 10k to... It's pretty close. It's pretty close. So, yeah. You know, I would consider Flash ahead. But, you know, at the start of this game, I would have considered Flash ahead. So, you know, I think
Select in the load screen, I would have considered Flash ahead.
Well, yeah, that's really essentially what I was alluding to. But yeah, like, I feel like Select is definitely holding his own here.
He is. The problem he's got facing him now is this battle, while it wasn't terrible for him as far as units lost, he lost the position. So now Flash has basically got this base on lockdown, and that's a base that Select doesn't have. It's a base up, right?
We got a little Venn diagram going on here in the mini-map.
We do.
You know what a Venn diagram is?
I do know what a Venn diagram is.
It's when you have circles and they stand for different things, and when they intersect, the intersection points stand for something else.
They stand for the intersection of the two topics.
Right.
Exactly. Typically, you have two different topics. Flash progressing to battle cruisers with double armor upgrades. Quite a few Ravens have been being built on Flash's point of view. He's been... Look at this
Fusion Core and a Ghost Academy from Select. Just wanted to say that. And we have Fusion Core from Flash.
Look at this missile turret.
I'm going to see nukes. I'm never going to see a nuke in that production tab before 24 minutes.
I don't know.
Wait for it.
Wouldn't you get the energy upgrade first?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Never mind.
So that cranking out medevacs quite a few times, continuing with air upgrades. But Select had to pay for these 3-3 ground upgrades too, whereas of course Flash is already 3-3. Flash now, he's got, right, we can look at him, he's got the bottom lockdown, he's got the middle locked down. He's trying to lock down the top. Select opposes him with a small skirmishing force, and you know what, you don't send a small force against this many tanks.
No, you don't. You have to send at least twice as much towards it, because...
Look at how many tanks
Unless you take them off guard. Well, yeah, it's Flash, yo. He's got 27 tanks.
But you wouldn't realize it, because it's like, oh, there's only like 9 tanks here, but then it's like, oh, there's another, 8 tanks here, and then another 9 tanks there, and it's...
That's a hard contain at the bottom.
Yes, it is. Definitely reinforcing with the Panther. Select makes his move.
Fancy little play there, akin to like dropping Vegetarians or just dropping Marines from Medevac. Select's gonna be able to break this point.
Is he?
Is he?
Is he? I don't know if he is. He tried to focus his entire force in one small section, but the strength of the hard contain. You got that planetary backing him up. He had the missile turrets there. I mean, that was Select's whole army. And this was like a small segment of Flash's army, right? He still got these middle tanks. He still took out the top base. He's still running some alien spies. So now, I mean, Select's, yeah, he can hold on to his small little, like, as this game goes on, it's like the red blob is like slowly, methodically
creeping out. You can't stop it.
You can't stop it. It's
try to spray it with some stuff, and it's not going to work out.
No, you need some like this. You need something stronger than Raid to stop Flash. Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yeah,
like,
I think
it's like if there's a cockroach.
So what is the chainsaw that Select needs? Because
there's a nuke. I called it.
Maybe that's a chainsaw he needs. The Marauder Helling is sure not cutting it, right?
Touche, good sir.
The Marauder Helling is like spraying a little bit of Raid on Infestation. It's not gonna stop Flash, right? I mean, he's got his backup reserve force, and look at all these Ravens, man. 4 Ravens with like almost full energy each.
We have battle cruisers on the way from Flash, and we have Hunter Seeker missile about halfway. So both these guys have explosions on their mind. I
mean, sorry, Flash has a strong enough army, he might be able to just close it out here, but why push the issue when he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases to 1, 2, 3, 4 bases?
We're 1 ring away from the Olympic ring.
This is true, it needs to be...
Where would it have to go?
Right here.
Nice, good call.
Definitely closing in on that.
Pass the quiz of the day.
And you can really tell the economic struggle Select's undergoing from this contain as he's given up on, a nuclear strike, where is it at?
Where is it? Heart of the Storm, we wouldn't have to say, oh, there it is. Flash is dead. You know what? I'm Flash. I see a nuke. I'm going to move closer to it, because I don't care. Oh. Just scan the ghost.
Flash is that, how many tiers would do that? You see a red dot? He didn't unsiege these tanks.
If you were commanding one of those tanks, and Flash told you to move towards the red dot where the nuke was, would you listen to him? I'm not sure I would.
If it was Flash, I would.
Okay.
Because he would just smite you if you did not listen to him, right?
Smite, yeah.
He's definitely a general you do not want to betray.
Gosh, those tanks. Like one of those tanks literally had to
Wow,
go
look
right
at
into
more
those
battle
red dots.
cruisers joining the.
7 Vikings as well.
Wow, 7 Vikings at a time. This isn't. He doesn't. It's not like we doesn't have 7 Vikings. He produces them 7 at a time. 2/2 upgrades. What is Select gonna do against this air army? He's got 1 Thor.
Nuke. The only answer.
He's got a couple Marines.
If Marauders could shoot up, it might be okay.
Oh, he's gonna try to make another buff at his bottom, but
Not the best decision.
no, I mean,
Well,
he's feeling that he actually is gonna break the tank line.
we got something going on in the middle, Mr.
Yeah, I
Observer.
know, sir. That's just tanks killing or better killing everything.
Yeah. Now look at this. Look at how sparkly
I like
those
how
shots are.
Flash got this like giant Raven Viking force ready to use point defensors and seeker missiles in case Select had units.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what do we do? The Select's got nothing. There's no reason for us to exist.
Maybe. Oh, look at the EMP onto the
nice.
Ravens. That was pretty cute.
That would have been.
Underseeker something.
He can't.
Is that energy?
He's out of energy. The battle cruisers are simply utilizing their superior attack movability.
GG from Select.
Look at all these.
Can we look at the chat, see if they have questions? Would that be cool
Yeah.
to do? I think that'd be interesting to do. Well, don't close replay yet. Maybe someone wants to look at
Up.
Wow, Nick.
We're
You
looking
just
at chat.
completely ignore me? That's cool.
I had already
I'm
hit the
used to
button.
it. It's fine. I'm used to it.